You don't know these streets like we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Street is Watching. This is For the Culture. My name is DJ Slim. Charlie, a day in the building right now with two of my honorable, top-notch shatters, where we're about to dive into it. The whole discussion, entertainment discussion for the week. We're about to eat it raw. Sometimes if you want sugarcoat time, if you put sugar for top, then that time. But it is what it is. Interesting week we've had. Interesting week. Some of the stories will pop up. I can talk about the controversial one. Has to be King Paluta versus Klah, or Klah versus King Paluta. But then, as the thing starts, later on, I can't tell Klah versus Edem Chotome. I lie. So it happened for our viewers. It happened on Hits FM.
So it's what, like inherited fights,
transfer,
beef transfer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you feel that's the movement of beef from one polling from one stigma to another.
Cross pollination.
Polling grades.
So it happened on Hits FM when we placed the call to Klah to explain what he meant with his submission on Asempa, where he said that King Paluta sings off key, and Edem.
Useless.
Yeah, and his voice was useless. Okay. Nonsense and useless. These were the two words that he used. So now Edem came in trying to find out if, I would say, Edem, then you don't want punch holes.
I would want find where the key lost, so that you could go find the key.
Okay. So the main abangwanize of the subject was you were looking for the key.
Yes.
How has it been so far for you? I mean, after you had that encounter with
Klah? I've received a lot of feedback from industry people and some colleague journalists who were talking about how I kept my cool when the conversation was going the other way, where it became more of a personal attack. So they were talking about how I was really calm, because at the end of the day, I didn't want the conversation to be diluted. I see the platform as a serious platform, so I need to ensure that our audience get the best out of any situation. So I was keen on bringing out the education bit so our audience will learn, but unfortunately it didn't go that way, because I wanted Klah to give us a lot of education regarding the scoring he was talking about, because he was saying we should score according to him. But I was thinking he had scored already. Mm-hmm. So if he had scored, then he will be able to tell us, okay, Paluta was on this key, kill quick, or F sharp, or F fast,
D slow,
or D deep. Then he veered.
All this your fast and deep and whatever.
Be keys.
They add up.
Oh, he was on G, then he moved to F. Mm-hmm. So I wanted him to.
So you were looking for a more technical explanation.
Yeah, so that we know, okay, this part of the song, he was G, then he moved to F.
Which is not right musically.
Yes, because when it comes to singing, you have to be in key, your timing, and based on your voice texture, you need to sing a certain way.
But you should understand that the moment you try to question somebody's credibility or his knowledge base in music or any subject matter, as a matter of fact, the person is going to bite back. So
the thing is that you feel free to attack somebody's brand. Say the person's voice is useless, and that he will even bring.
I'm not referring to that situation. I'm referring to you.
I'm coming. He will bring singing down. To say somebody's going to bring a whole singing down. And if we probe you on that statement, you see it as an attack way for vex. Oh, how? But that one, you think the person should take it cool. That his voice is useless on the song and he's off. Attacking his quality.
Do media people?
So media people for no explain.
No. Do media men or pundits, people experts that are on radio or in any media house giving their analysis on issues, are you trying to say that they don't accept it when they goof or something like that? Are you trying to
At times, I mean, for me, I remember there was a time I wrote on social media. But for the show, I would have, look for it. We are fallible. At times, some of our colleagues, when we make mistakes, we don't want to admit. We are all fallible. So at times, we can get it wrong. And when we get corrected, you just have to take it. You understand? Then you can even explain, oh, that's why I did this. I was thinking it was this. That's why it is. Oh, it's just not like that. Oh, okay. Then I see.
So you wanted him to accept?
But
or accepting defeat, you know?
Not accepting defeat. On Chayempo. So on Chayempo. Chayempo.
So
that was my point.
So do you still hold on to the assertion that Kukah doesn't understand music or that? Like, because after we got off the phone with Kukah, after the back and forth with you and Kukah, you were heard live on radio saying that you believe Kukah doesn't understand, have little knowledge.
Kwame Dazi came in that way. Because me, I'm not music inclined.
Oh, okay.
What I said was that
there's no person Kwame doesn't.
What I was saying is that if they open the mic and you don't have anything to say, don't say. And we owe the people some level of responsibility.
Okay.
So because of that responsibility we hold, if we don't have anything to say, we need not to disinform them. You understand? Because we need to respect that it was an opportunity to nippers on the radio, and that area was on the radio 8 years. The person could have done anything. Until you need to give that person, reciprocate that respect and inform the person well. Until my bit was, if you don't have the facts, don't talk.
Don't talk about it.
You understand? So that
I
was
think
what
Robert shared the same sentiment. Was
so me in the music school,
Robert was saying like
he
that.
even said it that I will not be in classmates. So in music school, I know they there. You understand? Whatever they taught him, I don't know.
After the whole incident, have you met? Because I have a video of the two of you.
Yeah, I've met him twice. Kukah. We were even having Kukah. Honestly speaking, Kukah is one person in the industry I respect because he's shown
if
me.
you respect somebody, why didn't you call him? Because he was saying that you should have called him. You have his number.
Back in the days, he showed me a lot of respect. Any brand he works with, he tries to engage me to do something for them. And he has always made sure I'm rewarded for those works I do for those brands. And regardless, he will not do something for people in the media without, reaching out to me. When there are gigs and other things. So I've always reciprocated, that level of respect. So it came as a surprise to me that he became, very aggressive with how the
he said this on radio that you have his number. Robert had a lie.
Yeah,
you have his number.
But the circumstance.
No, he have his number, and if you have anything to say with respect to his utterances on King Paluta's singing prowess, you should have called him because he believes in you. He treats you as a brother.
Yeah.
But that also raises another serious conversation. So for panditry, at what point? Because when we're panditing, you are sharing your advice or your level of knowledge on certain issues, and it can be, quote and unquote, harmful to a certain brand or tear down a certain brand at a certain point. Still, it can hit somebody. How do we stay away from, such comments or, words or statements that can harm a brand? Even if you don't use harsh words, it can still harm a brand at some point in time.
Yeah, so I think the baseline is to have constructive criticism. So the person can pick whatever lessons they're supposed to pick from what you're saying. Because, a pundit is defined as somebody who's an expert in a particular domain or jurisdiction or a particular area of convo. So if you're supposed to be an expert, then what happens is whatever submission you're making is supposed to be of a particular level. So you yourself, you need to ask yourself whether you are at that level in terms of the submission you are making, what you're speaking. Is it verifiable? Is it fact? Is it truth? Is it accurate? You know, which, and all of these elements I've just mentioned speak to the elements of journalism.
Yeah.
And everything we are doing, every day we call it what, editorial.
Yeah.
And as much as it's an editorial and you're supposed to be giving off your opinion, it has to have basis.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, people can listen. And you know, these submissions made on platforms of this nature tend to inform people in a way that leads to building of reputation. And now it can lead to building of positive or negative. And in marketing, everybody has a role to play in that particular space. The 22 immutable laws of marketing, it says perception is reality.
Yes.
And if people perceive you in a negative way by virtue of the fact that I make some submissions over a period of time, then it means that I've tainted. Yes, I've marred or smeared dirt on your brand. And if I've done that, and that can lead to you missing out on some business, only for me to discover that it's a point that doesn't hold water, then I've caused harm to you. You know, and in that particular case, then it means that to a certain extent, before the court of law, you can go into the area of slander or libel. It's libel, right? Like something libelous or slander. You understand? It was slander because you said it. You altered the words. And so that is why those things exist. That is the reason why we always have to watch what we say and how we say it. Because we carry a lot of will and power and risk, and we have to be responsible with our utterances, essentially.
I understand the point perfectly, but I mean, in all fairness, there may be times, or there are times, that you speak fact. In fact, you've checked your own fact to make sure that they are double, they are double correct. In fact, you've tried as much as possible not to even mention the person's name, but by the mere mention of, if you start dropping the fact, it goes against something or a brand. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So journalism seeks to project truth, accuracy, objectivity. Once you're in the line of truth,
yes, and it's negatively going to affect a brand.
Yes, but you are in the line of truth,
yes,
and accuracy. Then in that particular case, you are speaking the truth. It's not like you've set out to slander someone.
Great.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So I talk about that because Coca was saying that as much as our brother here, Adam, was right in whatever he was trying to know, I mean, even in his line of questioning, we all were there in the studio. As much as he was right, Coca felt he should have called him. Edu Kumi on that same show was of the view that, there are certain things he's seen about King Paluta that, or say Oceana personal, he will say it. At what point do we have to talk about a brand on air, or at what point do you feel we should reach out to the person and talk to the person? Because this thing has come up several times on social media. Whenever you make an editorial on something, you have the facts, you have all the details. It's the truth, the honest truth. But then it's at one point going to tear down a brand or smear the reputation with, some negative vibes and all that.
So you be the good judge. At the end of the day, you're the one making the call. And so for what reason are you doing what you're doing? Is it based on
relationship?
No, so the question to you is also this: must it be based on relationship before you allow your morals or your values to lead the conversation? You understand? So it comes back to you and your conscience as well. So at the end of the day, I'm doing this. I know it's going to be harmful. You decide, really. Well, if you can live with your conscience.
Okay, so how harmful should it be before you decide that I'm not going to do it?
Well, I think you should be the best judge.
No,
really.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you should be the best judge, because some of these things, I know you can't really say there's a particular guide to it, unless maybe there is and I don't know, and I stand to be corrected. So you see, by making a statement and saying I stand to be corrected, I've made a little room for the possibility. No, it's not running away. It means that I'm sharing an opinion that I may not necessarily have 360-degree information. Exactly. You understand? But I stand to be corrected. But I think that for me, ultimately, you need to be sensitive to the space and then understand, because sometimes when it is your matter that is on the board,
you wish,
then you'd realize that, Charlie,
it won't be easy like that.
So
for artists, most of the artists that I do have interactions with, and I'm sure you also, in your line of duty, you also meet a lot of artists. And them, the only artists will be in a most of them feel that anytime there is an issue around them, it doesn't need to be in a conversation like on radio.
And I agree,
media.
because there's so many of them that have done, there are negative experiences I've had with certain artists, up to the point that some were even supposed to be on stage performing and they missed out and all of that. That I know, and I'll never really say it on air, because I know what it would mean to their brand. And even though it's a fact, even though it's accurate, and I mean, stand by it 100%, 110%, I'm still not going to say it, because I don't want to mess up their brand image.
Okay, so that's a personal.
So yeah, like, I don't think that the right place. You see,
so ethically, it's not wrong.
Yeah, but that's up for conversation. But what I'm saying is this: I believe that it's not everything that is meant for public consumption.
Okay,
really, that's what I believe.
Okay, Adam.
Yeah,
you two, they say what's wrong with the talk.
Yeah, I mean,
so at what point do you have to, as a pundit, at what point do you have to put an information out there, your truth or the real truth about an incident, which, at the end of the day will go a long way to, harm a brand or smear it with some negative vibes?
It depends on the context of the conversation. I mean, that will determine the extent of information you need to let out.
Okay.
Because, like, we mostly close to artists. Things happen, we hear things. There's not every conversation where it has to go out.
Okay.
I mean, that's why we call something if you answer. So it's not everything which has to be said. Like, you need to, make that conscious effort to decipher what level of information or what should go out and what must be kept.
If you answer.
Yeah. So you anytime you are speaking, you need to be very conscious, very, very aware, because whatever you are saying has a certain ramification. That pushback will come. That consequence will come. So you need to even sieve it, like in broadcasting. I mean, people have always talked about that broadcasting type of broadcasting coming to Ghana, delay, where you have to delay and broadcast. So you need to sieve it.
Whatever through a filter before it gets out.
That is why, before you have a certain conversation on air, you need to put your thought together. So that will show you the areas you are going and the areas you are not going. If you are getting pushed, you should, that is why even some points journalists, decide not to disclose their source, because there could be a point where you will be pushed. But if you know that, okay, I don't have to disclose my source, then it means that in some conversation, you can also hold on to passing or releasing certain information. But when it comes to issue of personal relationship with people, that also has its own, kind of, because if you are very close to somebody and there is something you've seen and maybe the person is not aware of, you've not spoken to the person about it before.
If you have that type of relationship with the person.
Yes. And you go out to say it before.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Speaking about it with the person, definitely the person will not be happy.
I think the relationship bit of it is...
Yeah, at times
except that sometimes you may not necessarily have a relationship with the person.
Yeah.
Maybe you are yet to have a relationship with.
Yeah.
And then later when you get to know the person, then you get to know how much harm what your submissions have caused to the person, you become unhappy. So for me, it's about...
At times it becomes a very
just finding, just clearly having in your heart that, look, let love lead. You have a profession, but you also want to do things with through the lens of love. Because again, you want to be sensitive to other, because you see, reputations are hard to build. And so if you are pushed to the wall to say certain things, they say it is not what you say, but sometimes how you say it. You just need to find the right way to be able to say it so that you can land your message. And that's one of the key things that we have to focus on.
When you're making your earlier submission, or can be about artists that that should have been performing. And
yeah, we've had issues there. There were gigs that we even had partners ready. We're supposed to have meeting. The person goofed big time. Over an hour, was not present, lost the deal, and it's affected us and all of that. But I won't mention the person's name.
No, but these are lessons that should be out there for younger.
Yeah, the lesson. I'll share the lesson with you. I'll just eliminate the person's name.
Okay. So you feel at that point in time,
that is how you say it.
Yeah. That is how you say it. But if it has affected the artist or the performance so bad that landed the person in some form of discomfort at a certain point in time, don't you think it would be prudent for the younger generation to know what exactly happened? Because just like the Bible will tell you, yeah,
well noted. But the nature of this project is such a way that, like, okay, so the two instances I'm referring to, the person was not announced, so you wouldn't know. So we are the only ones who know. So that's one. Two, the second one, where we were cooking the project and we were just about to seal it. And the person was supposed to, sort of like the way we have met in a meeting and we're about to finalize. And the person didn't turn up. So the person already knows the ramifications. It's already happened. Case closed.
Okay.
So I'm not going to now trumpet
be the
it.
one
exactly.
to put it out there.
I'll just talk about the fact that this is what happened because the person was being unprofessional. And then I can pick the key lessons from it. It's just that I'm not going to make the person the point of focus. I want to make the lesson the point of focus.
Okay, so without the words like nonsense and useless in Coca's submission, do you think Coca had or
exactly?
Has
so that's why
without these two words.
So you'd realize that for me, I said that particular part where he mentioned that he needs a voice coach because if it's singing he wants to do, he needs a voice coach. I've already substantiated my submission with the fact that even the best footballers in the world have coaches.
Yes.
You understand? And so what it simply means is that if he's asking for that or advocating for that, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it's fantastic because if you're going to be performing on stage over and over again, you need to work with voice coaches. You need to work on your breath control. So at some point, if you're going to be dancing, people I remember when, Mr. Drew and he had to be skipping and singing to be able to ensure that his breath control and ability to dance is put together and all of that. So obviously King Paluta, there's no limit to what he can do with his voice, and he's just kicking off. And the stage is going to be his next home. And if the stage is going to be his next home and playground, then obviously whatever he's supposed to do to master the art and science of performance, he has to be able to master that, and that includes having a voice coach. Yes, so I support that 100%. You understand?
And talking about, journalists and what to say, I want to refer you to Article 5 of the GJ Code of Ethics, which serves as a guideline for journalists. The Article 5 talks about respect for privacy and human dignity, and the point 1 says that journalists should respect the rights of individual, the privacy and human dignity. So, you need to respect people's privacy. You need to respect people's human dignity. So that is why maybe you go to a place and in fact will be a tired to what na we could trust our video na odi abeto. You are not respecting somebody's dignity. And you are intruding the person's privacy. There is a point where you can lose some of these things. And this is what it says, that inquiries and intrusion into a person's private life can only be justified when done in the public interest.
Okay.
You understand? So
in the public interest.
So like what Anas is doing, he's intruding in people's life. But is it in the public interest, saving the country of maybe some corrupt practices and others? Maybe a certain artist, it's like what happened in the US where they stormed the house of Diddy. Was it Diddy? There are allegations of certain things going on in his home and they stormed there. It could be a journalist or somebody who brought out the information for the security agencies to act on. And this is in the public interest. So there are some things which maybe somebody is doing fraud and you think, oh, you need to,
if it's in
intrude
public
and bring it
interest,
out.
you can do that.
Yes, and the third point says that a journalist should guard against defamation. And in defamation is about libel. The libel is where you write, the cyber libel. Now, internet, you write it. And there is a slander where you sit on radio or TV or social life.
Yeah, but say that part again. Read that part again.
It says that a journalist should guard against defamation.
Okay, so wait. A journalist should guard against.
Yes.
So herein lies when you have, so for example, we're on a platform together. You are the host.
Yeah.
By whatever you are doing, you are ultimately guided by the code of journalism, by the ethics. They are supposed to work with whatever ethics exists within that particular space.
Yeah.
So if I come to your space and I am not aware of the standards that exist and I make certain utterances, you as a host,
going to be held.
Yeah, but you as a host, you are supposed to guard against. So you must even help me and help the air around whatever we are discussing to ensure that the program does not speak to, because sometimes when it comes to I was going to say that as well. when the wrong thing happens, if you don't take care, you the host, together with the owner of the program and everybody, it affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you are all like, somebody uses your platform to smear somebody's brand negatively. And there's a court issue arising from this. Yeah, all of you. Yeah. So that's it. Okay. So like this, so I'm just saying by extension, the conversation, everything that we are talking about even with respect to Kuka, I'm not too sure about the details, but the host should,
should have gathered,
or should speak to, what do you call it? The nonsense.
And that's why at times some of the hosts will say, please retract and apologize.
Okay.
They make sure that when they are protected.
By issuing a disclaimer also, on that level.
That is not even an excuse.
It's not.
But the person used your platform. Yeah. That's different. Because if you need to understand, without your platform, you can say things in your private room.
Yeah.
But when you're on a platform, the rules are different.
It's a different conversation.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So you two, Modegard.
Oh, we never bore. We never bore. It's all good. Still on for the culture here on Street is Watching. We're having a conversation. Mr. Robert Klah, PRO for Charterhouse, is up in the building. I have Mr. Edem Chotome also in the building. Now, talking about Charterhouse, Charterhouse is also in the news. One of the biggest things, industry mix happened last weekend. Charlie Facha Timiamba.
You said you didn't come to mix with the industry.
Yeah, no.
You are here watching the streets.
Yeah, for watch the street. But that one self, also the mix for you from afar. But the industry mixer night is a new thing that we've seen, I think, 25 years down the line. Charterhouse, Charlie, you guys, you overdo them. You overdo them, self. It's a brand that is currently, back then, they finished Ghana Music Awards and the issues around them.
And interestingly, they did it in a new auditorium.
Yeah, at the Palm Center. Yeah, Palm Convention Center. I saw it trending. That was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, people were talking about the Palm Convention Center and also a new addition to event grounds here in Ghana. But then we'll get into it. I'm being told that it's being owned by Charterhouse, right? Charterhouse the owner.
No, it's not owned by Charterhouse.
It's not owned by partner.
Oh, but you're a partner.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
but not even we. It's a sister company.
It's a sister company.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Sister there, sister brother there. We be the intention. But then during the industry mixer night, there were two things that popped up. Two interesting stuff. One is the Hall of Fame, and second one is the UNESCO also identifying
listing
high life
intangible.
Oh, the third is the fact that KUD said he was going to sponsor the Unsung, and the fourth
clothing.
With clothing, and then the fourth one is the fact that the Telecel to give the winning package to elevate the winning experience for the artists of the year by giving them some paid events.
Paid events.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That is good to hear. That is refreshing to hear. Very, very refreshing to hear. Because I think we came through with some stuff around, some events around, Charterhouse and all that. But then I think that's in the past. Let's leave it there. Now, let's talk about industry mixer night. What is the idea behind it?
The idea is to allow the energies of various members of the industry, be they authors, composers, producers, beat makers, executive producers, anybody who plays a role within the industry, to come have a mixer.
A mixer,
or as in like party, as a network, connect.
So it's a party, it's a networking platform.
While at it, we also wanted to use the night to highlight the artist of the year and celebrate that particular artist.
That's nice.
You understand? So you have a musical display in a way that's probably never experienced.
And presentation of award.
And then obviously, because of the nature of the night, you'd also want to be able to present the plaques, which by then have already been, have already come through. Because usually you don't know who the winners are, so you can't put their names on it. So when we know who the winner is, then it comes back with their names. It comes with their names on it,
the category and the winners
the
of the
category and
category.
everything there. So because initially we used to have plaques, but you just have the winner and then the category.
So you have a dummy plaque being given to
for this one
stage.
for the purposes of picture taking.
Okay.
Yeah, but right now you have your plaques with your names on it.
Oh, nice.
So that's it. That's the vibe. That's the nature. And this very first one has been extremely exciting.
Yeah.
Even me myself, I was like, man.
It was dope.
Yeah, that kind of
It was
stuff.
dope. Okay, so I was watching it on TV, and these were two things that I saw. I think I saw a lot of industry people in the house, and the question then again has to be: is it going to forever be an Accra event? Because you get it. I mean, on social media, I saw that pop up.
Is it going to be what an Accra
event? An Accra industry. Or invitations were extended to other industry players in the other parts of the country. Was that done?
I think the issue is well. There's always the what do you call it? When you are starting something, you cannot stretch to far and wide.
Yeah,
you can stretch and accommodate as many as you can within the space to ensure that it goes well.
Yeah, and
then eventually you can now open up even more. So the industry is made up of the academy. The academy are spread across the country. So hopefully we should be able to get more of them participating the next time, because an opportunity for us all to come together. And remember, anybody in any of these areas would need to be able to come around and come and connect with the people who are here. And then the people who are here also need to be able to connect to the people who are there. And it's the only time these things can happen is when we are all together in one particular place. So I think that obviously the subsequent ones, hopefully, should we be able to pull it off, it would be nice to have all of these extras.
Yeah, just like
be a part of it.
The nominees jam that is on the road. Yeah. I mean, the nominees jam have given Charterhouse a certain quote and unquote break from, the fact that for 25 years the event has been held in Accra. It hasn't moved around to any other part of the region. You've heard that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Yeah, but the nominees jam, I mean, it's constantly on the road.
Yes.
And I'm sure it has given you some, as I understand you people a little bit. But I'm just saying from my point of view that if the industry mixer should move or get on the road, just like the nominees jam, I think it would also, because we will have the artists present. I'm sure the other regions are basically talking about the award scheme moving to their region because they also want to have a feel of the artist.
Yeah, we understand. We understand these movements.
At times, financial constraints, and the spaces.
Yeah.
Because at times, if you are moving, you need to move. It's
With
like
a lot
a
of
crew.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, and if
So
it's
there's
about
heavy
industry mixture,
heavy financial
There's
accommodation,
there's heavy costs in terms of your almost immediately. There's heavy costs with transportation.
Yes.
Accommodation, feeding.
And
then immediately
honorarium
costs in terms of logistics that you're going to use.
Yeah.
Because everything that you're going to do in terms of setup and all of that, if you leave one pin, you have to go back
to Accra and go and bring
or
it.
you have to find somebody who has it. If the person, if the jurisdiction you are in, they don't have it, then it means that you have a limitation in terms of logistics. And sometimes you don't find the level of things, the quality they are looking for in some of their films because they don't really have use for it that much because demand is what's is responsible for producing the supply of certain products in certain areas. So if the demand doesn't exist in that particular region, then you may not have the things available in that particular space. So I hear people say that, and I hope that one day we are able to move. But until then, Accra is where we are based.
Yeah, but I'm sure anytime after the TGMA or after the VGMA, now TGMA, anytime there's public burst, I mean, people are on social media talking, and you hear that particular thing. I think it dates up to 2009 thereabout when Ochambe Kwame won the Artist of the Year, and then I saw so many people on TV and also heard on radio back then that, you know, once your man win, Charlie, the next one they for honor and bring it into his territory. Has there ever been in a conversation where, you know, at the board level, people are, I mean, the board is considering, Charlie, we could try move MC, you know. Has there ever been that
yeah, that's why I'm able to confidently mention the cost components to you, you know, immediately.
Yeah.
And the logistics, which is a huge challenge, and all of that. And then the fact that, you know, and even beyond that, then you have to even think of the participants. And because you see, it's quite different when you're doing finale. When you are going to do what, you know, like
I think the nominees jam is giving you
the nominees
that
jam
experience
will give you a bit of that. But the awards itself is larger.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, really.
The level of production.
Everything. It's
you know,
huge.
The nominees jam,
so,
you see the artists in bars, hotel, Charlie.
Yeah.
So basically, you just want to make sure that all of that everything has to be in place for it to be able to happen successfully. If that can happen, then why not? But who knows?
Because
who knows? Who knows? You never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
No one knows. Knows. But I'm just saying that because people are of the view that most of the people are of the view that, you know, it's not even about the rates that they are charging for the gate, because the gate fee can't even. I'm not sure the amount that you make out of tickets can even pay for the LED screens.
Oh, the invitations are way more than the number of tickets sold.
And I'm sure the revenue generated at the gate, I just want to put it on record that I'm not sure it can even rent the LEDs.
Oh, it's not any fantastic.
If you look at the kind of production, like the VIP, artists, managers, artists,
sponsors,
award presenters, sponsors, and the award presenters too. They give them 2
academy
chairs.
members and all that.
Even the award presenters have 2 chairs because maybe they will come with somebody. So this year, all the award presenters had 2 chairs. The artists. So it's not easy. And if you look at the ticket price, if it goes to other regions, it may even reduce.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, maybe if you're buying 500 for maybe standard, Charlie, then it means like 1,005 for.
Who's room baby? You should understand. But anyway, so we'll.
But even where internationally, there are certain programs that have remained in certain specific cities throughout for a very long time. So it's nothing new, really. In any case, somebody has to travel from somewhere to another place if they really want to participate in it. Yeah. So I might get that.
But with the industry mixer night, I'm sure it can be moved.
Maybe see
how it goes. But let's look at the Hall of Fame. On radio, you explained to us what it means to our music industry preservation, and also as a center for learning, you know, for people to get information and build knowledge on what has ever what transpired in our music history and all that. The other part of it was that caught my attention was the fact that if we are able to put up this or support this initiative, it could also trigger, our music history to be well documented.
Yep.
Yes. Now people will can see everything in real time, how everything started from head to toe. And then we will not be confused as to who brought this, who originated this, because it has also been in the conversation. If you say hip life here, some are saying hip life is for, the Burger High Life started from this side to this side. I think it would be a good thing for Charterhouse to put up this thing. But when you guys started this thing as part of your legacy, project and all that, what are some of the challenges that popped up?
I mean, it's clear. We've had conversations about these things. People have questioned how history is going to be documented in terms of areas that are not too clear. But obviously, it's not like we are going to be doing it. We're just going to be enablers, working with the experts in the field to be able to ensure that data and information is properly curated and documented. And this particular information is now presented in the museum, so to say. So, and even in the presentation of the things in the museum, again, we are going to be working with the experts, curators, so that we can clearly tell that if we want to present, what are the many ways by which we can present such data? Then we say option 1, text, option 2, audiovisual elements, option 3, create this, option, whatever. And then we'll look at what the best is and then put it all together and be able to present it to people who come to the place. Because if you are looking to getting some interactive experientials.
Yes.
Then obviously you want people to come in and be able to interact with whatever it is from beginning to end, so that there's no dull moment, that kind of stuff. So there are things that we are looking to do, and we want to be able to do these things with the experts in the field, so that we become enablers, and ultimately we create something that becomes something that's educative, but obviously something that does not lack the entertainment quality or values as well. So that's what we are looking to do. And we know that the challenges currently from the memorabilia, relics, those are the areas, but we are going to go hard.
Okay.
And then the information in itself, apart from the Ghana Music Awards, the 25 years, the other things, again, we are going to go hard, because we are supposed to go hard into the area of pre-Ghana Music Awards and outside Ghana Music Awards. So we'll do the pre-Ghana Music Awards, outside Ghana Music. Those areas are a bit of a challenge, but I mean, we have to go hard. Okay. What we have that we are sure that we can manage, and we know for a fact, is the 25 years of experience, what we've done in that particular space, and that we will quickly be able to put together and push out.
Okay. Well, UNESCO used your platform to tell the whole world that, as it stands now, no other country, as they started to push high life as music of Ghanaian origin, no other country has stepped forth to contest them and say that, Charlie, high life be on our own. And this is important to us, especially as a group of people, because we've had so different countries claiming that high life is their own. Finally, what did then talk to them officially put it out?
I think this year.
This year, right?
Yeah, because
they've started. Okay. So now, the importance of high life to our music is also one of the key things that people are now talking about. Like, okay, so if we claim them, what are the benefits of, us claiming that high life is our own?
What are the benefits of saying that something is yours when it's really yours? It's about entitlement and the truth, and the fact that something is yours. It's your heritage, and once once it is yours, it is yours. Let us know where it's from. It's like, but truth, everything is not about. Oh, so yeah, if you say, it's from Ghana, then give you $1,000. So sometimes it sounds almost like that. It's like, no, you found out that you are from Ghana. So what's the benefit? Yeah, that is what, that's your home. You can go back to, everybody deserves to go home. Or there are people who trace their lineage and then they say, I'm in America, but I just found out that my home is Ghana, and so I'm going to go home so I can visit the motherland.
So they travel all the way to find it.
No, but then they feel like home because they found home, because you got home and they ain't got home, and everybody ought to be able to find their home. You feel me?
But because I asked this, there was a question on the back of, the current artists that we have in the country, and how, because apart from in recent times, we have other countries claiming that high life be them our own. Artists that we have, current crop of artists, most of them don't really want to associate themselves with high life music. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Because,
but why? Why don't they want to associate?
That is a question there, because I'm sure if the UNESCO on that day at the industry mixer night was to say that Afrobeat, of which is also one of the music genres that is under serious contention, between Ghana and Nigeria, it's now music of Ghanaian origin, I think it would have been a different case altogether. If I did tell me.
Because of the generation.
Exactly. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if I'm talking about benefit, how then do we make sure that high life, because as they said it on your platform, and you, I mean, when I say you, I'm saying Charterhouse being one of the, major event organization companies here, organizing Ghana Music Awards, a platform that puts premium on artists and celebrates artists for their good works in the year under review. What are some of the things that I believe you guys can do to make sure that, at the end of the day, artists will feel proud to call themselves high life artists? Because I believe,
but I think it's always a collective effort. It can't just be one person or one particular entity's job to be able to let us feel excited about heritage. This is ours. This is something that originated from here, and we've been living that particular high life for a long time.
Higher life.
Yeah, So basically, it's like this is yours, and it's part of our heritage. It's part of our culture. Mm-hmm. Preservation of culture and projection of culture should be everybody's job. It's supposed to be the job of the collective. We can't throw it away or leave it for an entity to be responsible for. So while I understand exactly where you're coming from, I think that the question should come back to us, that this is what has been done for us, and Edu Mini was so.
Say to us. Okay, with them.
So my yeah, never mini. So my yeah. Nefri Yanara.
Meme will be able
to Yara, boy. I don't know say your man.
Track no.
Maybe one of the patriotic songs.
Who compose them?
I'm not even. I'm not too sure.
Okay, so this is what I'm.
I'll be surprised if it's one of the Philip Bell songs, but I don't know.
But so this is what I'm thinking, right? I believe the high life artist of high life song of the year. And do we have high life artist of the year?
High life artist, high life song.
Okay, I believe these two categories should come with some form of, a different form of celebration. That is what I'm thinking. Some
be able to popularize it.
Yes, that is what I'm thinking. Okay. I don't know if it makes sense. Does it make sense?
Oh, it's a nice idea.
Does it make sense?
The other time, almost share Kwame using channel.
That's not that's not what he's talking about. So like the way there are benefits to
because Telecel announced that there's going to be paid events for the AOTY. Mm-hmm. What about the high life artist of the year or the person who also wins the high life song?
Yeah, so those submissions have been said over and over again, and we tried to get a few things even this year, but unfortunately, the time that we were trying to wrap it up, we couldn't wrap it up early enough. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Some of the things you like to cook, they make sure that are being answered before you put it out there. So let's see.
So okay, so then we can say that there are talks about getting high life some form of celebration, different form of recognition.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't think that that's enough.
Okay.
And because then you are leaving the responsibility only to an award scheme that's, probably that particular mention happens within a particular period in the year.
Yeah.
But we are on radio constantly. What are we doing? There are news portals constantly. There are bloggers, there are podcasts.
There are the world. When it's this much, what do we do? Take that opportunity to highlight.
Exactly.
So activation of the music genre.
Yes. So it should be done
marketing
like 100%. So what are the cultural attaches doing with respect to the music? Are we plugging into some international festivals and allowing the highlight folks to be able to enjoy some slots and stuff like that when we have events, even when we have Global Citizen and you are supposed to make an input in terms of who should be on the platform? What sort of input are we making with respect to the artists that are supposed to be on this platform? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there are several things that the government also have hands in it.
Some of the embassies in Ghana at times pay media houses to publish movie stories from their country. The Chinese embassy, they pay pages. And at times even get some of their movies and others shown on TV, paid for. Wow. You understand? So it's a way of selling their culture. Recently, we saw what happened at the French embassy, where, it was their day, and a lot of people went in there. I mean, so we need to ensure that consciousness of projecting our country, we project that on the outside. I mean, it shouldn't just be about here. We have our people almost Ghana for be in the
Ghana
world.
for baby.
So how are we?
But Nigeria for baby chain.
In everything.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no, they have a saying that if you go to any part of the world and you don't see a Nigerian, leave that place because it's not a good place. If it's a good place, they are supposed to be there.
You see, including Ghana. They are here.
So Ghana is a good place.
Yeah,
exactly. But
so I mean, we just need to. There should be that national agenda. And I mean, everybody has a role to play and the level they can play to.
Exactly.
You understand? So let us all play our role and play to those levels.
So I'm here thinking it needs to, because for every movement, there needs to be a place where it starts from. It has to blast from a certain place. And I think the blast came on your platform that now High Life is of Ghanaian, as it stands now. Nobody is contesting that High Life is of Ghanaian origin. So then the media, I believe, should be the first point to, start making noise about it. And I believe media houses will also have a certain quota. If the Play Ghana agenda is to take effect, as being said by the great...
take effect.
No, but they're now trying to have, they're trying to put laws behind some of these things to make it effective. The LI that they talked about. So if
Robert's LI.
if say issues was outside, or we'll talk about that issues somewhere. But if I believe, I'm thinking solution, right? If there are quotas, tax rebates given to radio stations who fulfill a certain quota of playing high life music, and TV stations, tax rebates for playing a certain quota of high life music, I think will also go a long way to also help, whip people to be interested in it. Because as much as we are of that origin, we also we have a responsibility of making sure that it transforms or transposes or whatever musical term you use into our current system. Like, it should be a function right now. Like, people should be still proud to call themselves high life artists.
Yep. So you can call something cultural immersion. If at the end of the day, every day I keep playing foreign songs, then it means that I'm immersing people into a culture that is not mine. It means that it's an imported culture. So are you saying that you need tax rebates before you consider giving prominence to that which is yours?
No, but then...
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, because that's another form of argument that somebody can like. What are you saying that your entire existence, I have to motivate you to be you?
To do that, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? But
But then at the end of the day, then we are treading on the lines of patriotism.
Yeah, you should. And at the end of the day, even
but how patriotic are the ordinary Ghanaian as it stands now?
And if it's not like that, then you can always use a law to be able to do that. So if you say you're playing 70% locals, then 70% local, you need content. And if you need content, then obviously it goes to allowing some of these songs to be able to come through and then pass through. Really, those are some of the things. But I believe that I just want to establish the fact that let's not assume that it is one person's role. It has to be a collective role. And the media has got a lot to do with it, really.
Okay. Anyway, the other thing that happened, can we look at
Chairman, are you okay?
Are you all right, bro?
I'm all right.
Are you all right, bro?
All right.
So a quick, once I have Robert in the house now, Charterhouse, I think the last time we had a conversation on this radio, you're telling us about your involvement with the Party in the Park, using that as a platform to elevate new artists of the year and their craft. So we saw King Paluta, who is the winner. We saw Olive the Boy. Oh no, it's second, first runner-up.
Well, let's just say that the focus is actually on King Paluta.
Okay.
But I think the Akwaba folks wanted to have an extension.
Okay.
To cover. And at the time we're having the conversations, really, then we didn't have a winner.
Oh.
Yeah, because you needed to process a lot of things quickly before the date we are looking for, ensure that we have the visa and co. So essentially,
the two that were in contention, documents, mom. Anyway, so Ghana Party in the Park, UK, amazing show. I've seen videos of it. I'm sure you have as well, and then you have more information on that. Well, aim no more to me achieve by getting them there.
Well, I think the big thing is the fact that King Paluta was on stage. Even here, he was the last act for the day, and people were singing the song word for word. And Makoma, that song that came out not too long ago,
3 weeks now,
exactly. And Charlie Ache, you say that it has. That's the part he wants to focus on. So it's basically banging, and I'm particularly excited. Music markets in the world, UK is number 3. If you play in that particular space, obviously what it means is that you're exposed to a new market. You are able to cross over. What again is the side effect of stuff like that? The fact that these folks will begin to stream your songs, and because they have the streaming culture, data is not an issue there, and then streaming is normal, which simply means that if your royalties are in check, things will fall in place, and then it goes on and on and on. And people came from Europe to experience the Ghana Party in the Park. And when I say Europe, I mean, obviously, UK is where we are at, but people came in from, because it's not too far. Exactly. And then they are going to go back. And so you come, you have these experiences, you go back. It means you're spreading his music across the base. And so you love it, and you want to be able to have stuff like that happen to artists. And so if you've been able to, project the works of people who are on our platform to this level, it means I think it's a good thing. And the Ghana Party in the Park is, particularly doing something that is really, really, really good in sharing Ghana's culture out there. And I'm happy about that.
Well, chatter as I on a bit of it. When it comes to media and also, doing the post hype, I was in a text with Mensa and was like, okay, Charlie, so what is next for? I mean, Ghana Party in the Park, media for Monka once. I've not seen you write about it. If it was something negative that happened, then you be.
Oh no. I've shared.
And you've not shared it.
Oh, I have. I mean, Twitter. If you were with me, I mean, DJ Mensa shared it with me, and I was even promoting it before.
Oh, really?
Before the main day. And I think I am beginning to love one thing about it. That's the blogging aspect, where some of Ghanaian bloggers who have moved in there to report, and they make sure that we get to understand. Those of us who are not there.
Like Caleb is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, aside J.H. Quick.
Big up Caleb Boy.
Zion Felix and all those guys.
Were they there on the ticket of Party in the Park? Or
I think some went ahead, and some also, I mean, go because of content. Some have.
So I'm asking this because for event people.
No, I think they've come. I remember the last year's one, when they came to launch, that conversation came up. And what they said was that, I mean, they can facilitate. I mean, for now, they can facilitate for you to get your visa.
Okay.
So, like, they are not in a position to
book your tickets and all that.
Yeah, but
Pound
they can
do.
You are better than they are doing. So, like, they can facilitate for you to get your visa. That's one of the things they did for some of the media, their stuff.
Okay.
But
let me big up DJ Mensa and the whole Aquaba UK team for this event.
So they were even telling the media to, if you want to go, be part, I mean, declare your intention ahead. Don't wait for, last minute before you come. But by then,
promise is calling you.
By then, it will be too late for, them to ensure you get your visa. So these are some of the things they do for the media to be able to be there. And I think things are picking up there.
Let me big up the team inside DMV Party in the Park. Shouts going out to you, coaches. Coaches also had this event on the 14th. That was last week, Sunday. DMV Party in the Park at Bullpen. Charlie, that event too, massive headline artist, Jackie, Kwesiaka, Joey B also made appearances over there. Charlie, wonderful, wonderful performances. Big ups to the organizers of All White Boat Cruise, Ghana to the World, Inside LLC, and also currently going on covered by Nasi. In
Let me quickly give shout outs to all the dancers that were on the Ghana party in the park.
Yes.
Because again, the dancers being on the platform has been one of the things that had been my dream for some time now. I remember having several conversations with Dennis, hoping that it would happen, and I'm particularly glad that we had DWP, and then we also had Dance God who came to surprise. What's the name? Olive the Boy during his performance, and then it was a beautiful sight to actually behold. So it was quite exciting, and I think that yes, the dancers making a solid contribution to that particular platform was a big deal.
Can we have a day where we'll do a podcast on dancing and its impact on Ghana music?
Oh yeah, obviously.
I think we should do that.
Ghana Dance Festival.
Yeah.
The Ghana Dance Festival is soon, starting on 29th of August. So, any conversation we have leading to that particular point will contribute to the space, So yeah, that's for it.
Exactly. Well, Charlie, time check.
I want to, commend some of these organizers. We want to take Ghana music to the next level and project our act. And they could only be the vehicle that through which we can make the rest of the world see it. I just want them to, focus more on making sure some of these things become reality than thinking too much about the profits and other things they will make. Else, it will take the whole focus away and create
some of the things I know about events abroad.
If
I say it,
I want to be clear.
YouTube will ban.
They shouldn't focus on what?
They need to focus on ensuring that the event is successful than thinking more about the money
the amount
to
of money
do
that
a shoddy work. You understand? So if they are thinking more about the profit, it makes them, at times you are not careful, you not do the right investment because you want to cut corners and still have some sponsorship money.
So they should make profit while maintaining
standards. Because that's what we want to see. Else, it will because if you post purchase, in marketing, post purchase is one of the crucial stages from the 5 stages of purchasing, where you go look out for what you want to, you search for information, you get the information, you make a purchase decision, you purchase. The post-purchase is very, very crucial because that's where you either decide to buy it again or you recommend it to people. Whether to tell them, this one make try, good. So the post-event is very important. So make sure you serve them well so that they will keep coming, so that you will also be in business.
Exactly.
So that's always my advice to them. They should ensure they maintain standards and even push top higher so that we all can, still be in business and be a crucial part of the ecosystem.
Okay. Let's pause here and ask our viewers to head straight into the comment section. Let us know what you think on some of the issues that we've touched on. There are stuff that I know about events abroad that if I talk about it,
it'll be here conversation.
Yeah, it'll be here conversation.
Like we were saying earlier.
It never be here. And you've advised us today that there are certain things that should be left to your own conscience to see if it is. Yeah. But I agree with you. The post-purchase is one thing that event organizers abroad should really think about. Chalet. There are some events that the experience that we've, like myself, have had, there's no way I'm going to sit in a flight. And one of the reasons why I did not even want to travel this summer, there are certain events that I've been to that used to be events that I would look out for all year through just to be there to experience it. But now I'm not excited about it anymore.
Because of the experience. Yeah.
Because of the experience. And I'm not going to mention any name. So I'm not going to mention any name, but I'm just saying that post-purchase, if not anything that you pick from this podcast today, post-purchase.
Very, very. If you are selling a product or service, be careful.
Post-purchase, people like myself, there's been events that I've not main recommend name will be, but there are some that Robert I recommend to you. Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yes. It's because of the experience.
As a buy maybe a big weekend. And your own friend.
Young fancy, I say.
SMP.
Make we end for here. Make we end.
Post usage.
So let's end here. Head straight into the comment section. A wonderful conversation with Mr. Adam Chotome and Mr. Robert Klah on For the Culture. I beg, if you get into the comment section, type it clean and keep it real, because the street is always what? Watching.
You don't know these streets like we do.
We show.